Not only ancient Rome and China were revolutionizing the world in their time, the ancient Egyptians did not stand still. Next time you're going out bowling, thank the Egyptians who lived centuries and centuries ago for inventing that sport. During the 19th century, explorers discovered round stones and wooden pins south of Cairo. This discovery indicates that the ancient Egyptians sure loved the ball. It is believed that the Egyptians were the first to trade with others overseas. This has been a major benefit for the country. Not only did they invent the sailboats, they used them for transportation, fishing, and for war. Ever since this invention, the ancient Egyptians developed to become a real empire. What would we do today if we wouldn't have ink? So again, thanks ancient Egypt. For recording their history on walls, they used a mixture of vegetable gum, beeswax, and soot. This invention truly revolutionized the entire world. Their ink is still here, even after 5,000 years. The Egyptians were not always a big fan of constant desert heat, so in order to have a more breathable environment, they designed their homes in such a way with small open gaps to allow air to pass through the building. This allowed wind to pass, lowering the temperature inside, which made it much more bearable to breathe. I covered the part of ancient Rome who were also very resourceful on medical advancement, but so were the ancient Egyptians. It is widely known they mummified deceased ones, but they also used their surgery tools to cure people. One non-healing use of these was to remove the brains before mummification, using a surgery tool. This was through their nose. Many noblemen and landowners hired guards to protect their lands and goods. They were often military, ex-military, or mercenaries. The best guards were the elite magi, who often had trained monkeys and dogs to aid them. These elites were hired to keep peace within their zones full-time, which was the first form of police force. No, Mozart was not the first person in history to wear a wig. His hair was invented long before his time. In the desert heat, the Egyptians preferred to shave their heads, but many would like some hair on their heads. So they made wigs, some made of human hair. Slaves were not allowed to wear wigs or to shave their real hair. Chances are pretty big that your home has at least one door with a lock and you have a key. To prevent unwanted guests from trespassing, the Egyptians came up with a clever invention, the lock. With wooden keys and locks, they created the first lock, which are massively used today. The ancient Egyptians used mint leaves to keep a fresh, pleasant breath, but also maintained it pretty well. By making a mixture of tiny pieces of rock salt, mint and dried iris flour, and 20 grains of pepper, the Egyptians had better toothpaste than other kinds in different countries, used in later times. The current time of the day was measured with the shadow of a pin in a rock, but was not the same per location. For the months, they shaped hills with gaps to see where the sun would rise, showing the current month. The shadow clock needed improvement and created the water clock to keep track of time.